I celebrated my birthday recently in November, and in my 20s so far, the theme has been trying and experimenting. So, I want to talk about the valuable journey of trying new things today and knowing when it's okay to enjoy the comfort zone and overcoming self criticisms when you find yourself in new territories. And this is both like professional and also in my personal lives as well. First, let's break down the common challenges that I often face and perhaps you as well when it comes to experimenting. I notice myself being hesitant with trying new things when I experience a knowledge gap. So when I feel like I don't know enough about this or I don't have the relevant network to help me with this. I think the second fear is feeling like I'm not creative enough. And I put this on here because I feel like me and some other people often thrive on a structure. And the third challenge is the fear of how people might perceive me and also resources. So not having enough time or enough money to try something new. And I realized that with each of these challenges, even though they are very real, especially when it comes to limited resources, I also realized that there is a different way to reframe these thoughts to know that I can also experiment without breaking the bank. In terms of the knowledge gap, I can reframe I don't know enough to I may not know this yet, but I already have some relevant skills that I can build on. And I'm not creative enough, but I need to know that creativity is a process and I have done things creatively before without even realizing it. The third fear is about how other people may perceive me. And I think it's so difficult to, and also impossible to control how other people think about you. But it's important for me to think that, okay, I may look silly or look cringe or be uncomfortable, but if this is important to me, I need to try this out for myself. The final fear about resources, not about like not having enough time or money, really crucial to remember that I can start with free and low cost options and start with what I already have. Realizing these things also often help me to move from, okay, should I try this to, actually, let's give this a go. So, let me tell you about two stories related to my professional and my personal lives. And I'll probably save the personal one for the next video. But for the first one, professionally, I made a career transition in 2023 to 2024. And it was one of like the most defining period of like you feel so vulnerable and so exposed and so just scared about what's coming next. So, okay, let's backtrack. In 2023, I was feeling so lost and behind in life, but looking back, I feel like I was being way too hard on myself, especially as a new grad who was just figuring out the first steps in her career. At the time, I have a job right out of graduation, but it was the same job that I was in when I was in school. So there were many reasons that made me crave something new. I was feeling like I was not learning a lot of new things, or I wasn't able to build my network substantially, or even being able to support myself financially in substantial ways. So those reasons made me think like, okay, it's I need to look for something new. So I had the great idea of wanting to try a different new field to me, which was in tech. And specifically, this was in UX research and in product, because at the time I have some skills in research that I thought could be also applied really well into like industry research. So back then, my day was broken down into like working at my job and then also learning about this new field, new to me at the time, and working on volunteer tech projects and building up relevant experiences and also revamping my CV, applying to jobs. So it was a lot. However, throughout the process of trying something new, I just felt like my spark came back. My spark for wanting to do something difficult, wanting to try something that was unfamiliar, the curiosity for knowledge and meeting new people, learning new things, those are the things that really helped me get through the challenges of that career transition. I felt just so energized to learn new things, and even they are skills that already familiar to other people. They were so exciting for me to learn. For example, like learning how digital products were built from the ground up, especially at earlier stages. At the same time, I was also surrounded myself with a lot of career transitioners at all ages and at different stages in the life, stages in the career. So I felt like I was not alone, and feeling like other people are also going through the same thing as me. And it was this camaraderie of seeing people in all kinds of industries and different walks of life going through such significant job transitions that helped me feel like I can learn a lot from other people, and also that career is long and that they can be designed and be as flexible as you want them to be. And it was also in this process of learning something new and meeting new people, and also seeing people valuing the good work and the leadership that I was leading, a thought really grew in me that I'm capable of doing these new things, and my skills can be valued somewhere else outside of my job. And that thought really helped me know that, okay, there is still something out there for me, and I can apply and I can get a new job. Okay, and this is where the story kind of twists and turns in different ways that I didn't even expect at the time. But as you probably know, 2023 tech market was just dumpster fire. It was not good. Like, people were being laid off left and right. And so I knew that I had to be realistic about my job transition, because I have my personal reasons and also external reasons that led me to decide that, okay, I need to land a full-time job after a certain amount of time. So I also looked at other non-tech roles that also met my non-negotiables in the new job. So at the end, did I land a job? Yes, but it's not in tech. So I landed a role that is lateral to something that I was doing before, still in research, but in a completely new field to me still. And I still feel that this role gives me a lot of opportunities to learn new skills, and that is something that I really value in a job. And something that this current job is giving me is a healthy work environment that lets me just breathe and live a little after like so much time of, oh my god, when will I get a new job, of so much stress and so much self-doubt. It was really difficult for me to just like plunge myself into the deep end like that, looking for a new job. So looking back, I feel like even I was learning tech skills and learning about these tech roles that I didn't land, I still feel that it was such a valuable experience, because I was able to just see myself through such a difficult period of time, and also like having the help and support of other people, like knowing people from all kinds of network and industries that I wasn't even aware of before. And my mom would always tell me that nothing that you learn will be wasteful. And this is really encouraging for me when I feel like I wasted my time doing something or learning something seemingly irrelevant at first. But I'm sure that whatever you got, it will come back to you in some really random way. The second thing to remember is when you're going through a change, it will really suck until it won't. The discomfort and the anxiety that you are feeling right now about trying new things, about trying so hard to make that change, they will definitely lessen over time. And it probably sounds like everything makes sense for me, that all of the dots finally connect. But I promise you, I was going through the trenches in 2023 to 2024, early 2024. And when I looked back at old photos and journal entries, it was just like pain. And I was being way too hard on myself as well. So I know that it can be really hard to see how things would make sense in the current moment. But when you zoom out and when you go through that journey, you will see like how hard you have tried and I hope that you're proud of yourself as well. So that wraps up the story of trying new things professionally. I actually have so many reflections and experiences from that specific period that I would love to share more in the future. Stay tuned for the next couple of videos in this mini series of trying new things, because in the next part I want to dive into the more personal side of trying new things, of exploring creative hobbies as someone who really loves structure and doesn't naturally see herself as someone who is creative. And on the flip side of all of this, I also want to talk about when it's okay to enjoy the comfort zone sometimes. I know that growth is really amazing and it's fun to push yourself to do new things, but it's also equally important to reflect how far you've come and enjoy where you are. Because what's the point of keep pushing and keep learning and keep doing all of that without remembering what skills are important to you? Don't let the pursuit of like improving yourself, of learning new things, turn into this new self-imposed rat race. I have been there too many times, so I know that feeling all too well. So if these topics are interesting to you, I hope to see you again in the next couple of videos. I'll see you in the next one.